Let's do a little unboxing video. This is supposed to be a high torque mini starter, gear reduction. It's made for 16-to-1 compression race engine. Starter solenoid wire. Must be. And this, yeah, it is a mini. Man, the solenoid is bigger than the starter though. What? Or no? Now that's the gearbox. There's your little motor. Okay. This is indexable. 360 degrees, wherever you need to put your flange. And it is the 3 bolts to the 2 bolt. It's supposed to be direct replacement. That'll keep it cranking. I just want to keep the timing up at a set. Making a little bit of progress. Check out the thickness of these rim flex gaskets. Those things are super thick. I've got one installed over here. Went in there real nice. And man, no leaks. Nice and quiet. I still got to do the other one. When I put the new starter on, this one here just had a hot wire going to it from the solenoid. I think that's like a factory motor craft. The new one looks pretty trick. Let's see here. You could index it 360 degrees, so I just sent that off to the side. Let's see here. I'm gonna put my O2 sensor in that pipe. Now, working on the other one. And I'm gonna hook up my kickdown cable. So here shouldn't be too bad. I just gotta hop under there and get the bottom ones out. These finally broke loose. I thought I was gonna snap them, but they finally broke. So those are coming out. And I got my hardline pipe on. So this thing's good to go. All the way back. That's sweet, dude. Pretty trick. Supply. Return. Supply from tank. Return to tank. That's pretty neat. I would say that gasket was a little bit blown. Like, where are 2 cylinders? Oh, here's one. I'm not sure what happened to that one, but it's nowhere to be found. There you have it. New gasket. Torqued it to 20 foot-pounds. It said 20 to 25. And I did the other side by hand. And I thought that was tight enough. Then when I got the 20, I was gonna go, oh, I'll just put it at 25. That felt way too tight. Kept squishing. So I just went to 20 foot-pounds on all of them. Out of the 16 bolts, there was only one underneath I couldn't get the torque wrench on. So I just went as far as I could, as hard, got as tight as I could with the little bitty box end swivel head wrench. Anyway, install the kickdown, install the O2 sensor, and then that's it, dude. We can start taking out and go do some tuning. It's only been a year in the progress, but we're moving. Yeah, I got to find out where to hook my O2 sensor. I think it's this cable over here on this side. I'm not sure. We'll get to that. Let me get it mounted. I got a little rubber grommet down there that I can run a line through to keep it off the pipes, because I know on the Sniper forum they say, a lot of times people have problems with getting their O2 sensor line burnt, shorted out, and messing them up. So I want to make sure that's back, and then start doing some tuning on it. Boy, this is going to be a rig up. I took the exhaust wrap off there. That was actually protecting my starter, my old starter, which I'm going to have to put some back on. But this little bitty section right here is the only place I can find that's round, not crimped, isn't someplace where I can actually, I mean, this is the only place I can get a drill to it. The rest of the crossover tubes and all that, there's like no way to get to it, or it's like a totally flat section piece where the O2 sensor would be toward the bottom, and we can't have that. So let's see here, I'm planning on doing something like this right here. It's gonna be right on there like that. Get a little drill and I'll start it. What a pain in the ying. Making contact now. So we're going back to old school.
Old school.
What year is this thing?
It's like a 1972 or 3 probably, someplace back in here.
No, look. Yeah.
It's just barely broke in.
Right before they got it, right around the time we got electronic ignition. Well, I guess they didn't have it on chainsaws.
Well, they kind of gradually changed over, and some had it, some didn't. You know what I mean? It's kind of a gradual thing.
72 Home Light. I guess you bought that in Michigan, right?
Yeah.
Somewhere up north.
Yeah. That's one of them companies over there was gonna. They said they talked about they're driving on the left hand side of the road and they're going to decide they're going to switch over and start driving on the right hand side of the road. And I said, the change will be gradual.
Yeah, gradual. Okay. I'm over here putting up some insulation. Now that I got the truck out the way. The trouble is my stapler went belly up on me. So I have to head off to Lowe's here in a minute. Okay, well here's how you check spark on a chainsaw with points. Let's see here. There we go. That's it. Hit it again.
You see, it should be sparking right there.
Yeah.
It's not, is it?
Take it up on.
You know, it gets hot
Weird. How's that?
because see, it's not very good spark. It should be sparking real good when it's just going slow.
The spark looks white. Looks
Well,
decent.
yeah. You got another spark plug around any place?
Crank it up. See, instead of a cold start, let's see if it'll hot start. This one always has hot start problems, not cold start problems. Oh, what was that? Popping backfire. hooked up. Oops. No accidental fuel out. Boy. I guess when you get the right fuel mixture, it adds a little more power to the situation. There with that O2 sensor hooked up. Didn't do any balking when it started. I guess it was adding fuel, hitting that 12.5 idle mixture. Uh-oh. Hold on. This my turn. And, so when it cranked up, it started just going right to the target AFR on the ridge side when it was cold, so it was like 12.0. And the thing just, it took throttle really well. I gotta do some tree trimming around this place. Getting out of hand. Let me see here. Acts like it's idling a little bit too high. Nice, there's no exhaust leak. Looks like I need to back off the throttle blade just a little bit so I can hit the target. I think I got it set at like 770, so the IEC is all the way closed. I'm trying to get the idle down. So you have to shut it off, back off the throttle plate just a little bit so that this IEC can actually get control of it. It's good to me, dude. Now I got to turn on the self-tuning. Let it tune for a week or two, and then after that, I'll just leave it off. So in case my O2 sensor goes bad, it doesn't go, if it goes lean, it doesn't just over flood it. Good fuel pressure. Now here's something I think is really cool. Well, I got this metal can, which is pretty neat. I found that in the back shed, and I found this one in the back shed, which is legit metal with a little flip tab. And then my dad found this. I found this in his storage shed, and this is the can that I used when I was like 7, 8 years old in Michigan in the Great Lakes. My grandpa had this, and we used this for filling up the outboard motors. Had a little 1.5 horse Neptune, and the other one was what? Well, we had a 5 horse and another 1.5 horse Elgin. I think it was an Elgin. But anyway, I'm gonna save this, dude. I'm gonna use these because legit, they're not plastic, cheesy, where you got the funky little buttons you got to push to try to get the gas out. I'll use this for my chainsaw and use this one for the mower. Really cool, dude. Heavy 26 gauge galvanized seamless says seamless drawn body. Man, I wonder how old that can is. Both these cans are old.